Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Avengers, and with me I have my partner, Lima.
What's up, guys?
And if you did watch until the end of that video that we just posted, and you heard that we did have a special guest come in at the last second that we didn't think we were going to get, we have him here now. Hopefully y'all hit that like button because this is a really special guest for us. We would like to welcome reigning champ from last Super Bowl and undefeated #1, the Panthers, your boy.
Appreciate y'all having me on tonight.
We appreciate having you
Oh,
with us tonight. It's a big episode for us and you.
so we want to ask you a few questions about your performance last season and what you've been able to get off to so far this season. So first off, I want to start by saying congrats on your Super Bowl victory last season.
Appreciate that.
And
I shouldn't have been there, but hard
yeah,
fought.
yeah, that's a story for another podcast though. But yeah,
So I wanna
um,
I wanna ask you, like, with your season, you had a very well-rounded season last season. Your record was good. Your players were going very nicely for you. You had a tough game against Debo and his defense in the conference championship. You overcame that and you went into the Super Bowl versus the Steelers. You had a going through that game. You had a rough time in the beginning of that game, but came back and won. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, that was difficult. It was very difficult. My players they wasn't making plays that they've been making all year.
So tell me, did you actually expect yourself to come back in that Super Bowl and become the champ for that season, for our first season of Combo League?
At first, the whole time I did expect to come back, but I knew that it was gonna be hard because they wasn't making plays. But then once we took it, he lost the starting quarterback at the beginning of that game, so I knew it was just he has a backup in there. It's a matter of time for him to make a mistake.
yeah, we did see him step up pretty big in that game though. But I do want to say it seems like you guys really know each other. Am I wrong?
We've played each other for a while now. Yeah, like pretty much every franchise I've been in, he's been there.
Well, let's transition from that season that you became a Super Bowl winner, coming back against all odds, to this season. How did you go about in your draft and your free agency when you were trying to build the Panthers up from just all around Kuechly on defense and all around Cam Newton on offense? What did you do? What did you go through to build up?
Well, for this season, I ended up coming across some great trades. They had a couple of superstars being traded. So for the draft, I didn't have no picks. I didn't have a pick to about the fifth or sixth round. So but in the midst of all that, I was able to pick up star corner Patrick Peterson, you know, and CJ. I also was able to pick up Fletcher Cox at a defensive tackle. So that's a great pickup. There's pretty much you can't get past that D line.
Um, well, with you saying that, I want to ask you, how do you look to build your defense? Because, we've seen what you've done before. You're great getting interceptions, creating turnovers. So, like, what specifically do you look for in players to build your defense to do that?
Speed. That's all I look for is speed. It's speed and play recognition. If you ever like if you scroll and you look at all my players, their play rec is up. No matter what's up, their play rec is pretty much up on everybody on my team. That's the first thing that goes up. They don't got to be the fastest, but they need to be able to recognize what's going on. Their play rec is up on all of my players.
Talking about your players and building your defense, because as Lima was talking, how you went through rebuilding your defense a little bit, and you're talking about speed. We go over to your roster, and you have Luke Kuechly, 26, right outside linebacker, playing well. You have him at 89 speed. What made you
Yeah.
choose to try to build his speed up and put him on the outside instead of keeping him in the middle, his regular position?
Well, last season I had 17 interceptions with him. I missed I missed the record with 18. Shazier ended up getting more than I did, but I started to realize I was like, I have a backup middle linebacker that is 87 speed, and Luke Kuechly, his play rate is already 99. So it's like, why not let him make his own plays? You know, it's pretty scary sight to see an 89 speed Luke Kuechly running at you with 99 play rate and almost 90 something hit power. So the I'll rather him. I know if I mess up, he gonna make a play. He's always by the ball, always. And then I see we got Jeremy Cash up here. That's one thing that I did. That is my user linebacker, and block shedding, it's a must. So
Okay, so with you talking about your user linebacker, is you said speed, but is like speed one of the only things you look at for starting a user linebacker? Or do you look at other things like height, or what do you look at?
I I usually look at height. So I right now, well, the first thing I look at is height. But dealing with this defense, I really didn't have no options. There really wasn't no linebacker that I wanted in the draft. Well, actually, I didn't really have no picks, so I had to take what was left over. So luckily, I ended up having cash, and I took him from all the way like a 70 overall. Well, really like 69, 67. He's all the way up to 81 now. So, and he should be at least an 85, 90 by the end of the season if I keep him.
And we do see he does have the superstar development trait.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously you've gotten a lot better over the past seasons and being in different franchises. So we want to ask you, like, what did you do to up your game to that next level?
Stop using the D line.
Stop.
That's the Stopped using the D line for a long time. Like before, I ended up going to one of the tournaments here locally. I played in that tournament using the D line, and I missed out. I missed it by like one. I lost by 1 point in the championship, so that's $400 out of my pocket. So I was like, it has to be some other way for me to step my game up. And it's like once you learn how to use the middle line, once you learn how to use the linebacker, your defense goes up times 10 easy. All it is just paying attention to what they've been doing and just putting your players in the right place.
All right. Well, if we take a turn away from your offense and defense, as no one knows, but you did pick up a new rookie quarterback to take over Cam Newton's spot. Um, but we look at your season this far, and it seems like you've had a very rough season so far in some of your games. Uh, we go to your season right now, which is the first 8 weeks since you are on a bye week. So this is, like I said, half week for a half, the halfway point for a lot of users. You've won 8, and you have 8 left. If we go to your Falcons, 44 to 37, and your second one you didn't get to play because he was gone. Do you did you think it was going to be that close of a game for against the Falcons for a young sniper?
No, not at all. I didn't, but he was making rookie mistakes. It's pretty hard to stop Dez Bryant and DeAndre Hopkins. Like there's no way that you're just literally gonna stop them from making the catches that they were making. So and that missed. I just waited. It came down to the last second, and I caught him making a rookie mistake. Like I said, he just didn't audible in time. So gave him a couple fake audibles and just ran the
Now,
play. Once I realized he wasn't doing it, that's when it made and looked up and got a 70-yard touchdown to win the game.
now I
And
want to ask you, were you worried going into that game since like you hadn't played him before, you didn't know what he did? Were you worried at all, or did you know you were just gonna play your own game?
I always play my own game regardless. I wasn't. I was worried for a second once I realized the receivers that he's had because it was just like I looked and was like, who is he throwing the ball to? Why they making these spectacular catches? And he has two of the top receivers in the game. So I was like, This is going to be a long game. Either I'm going to take this L or we're going to pull it out.
And
Um,
like we said in our last video, we actually brought up our close friend of all of ours, Little Killa, who's gotten better playing this game since he's actually started playing more. This game, it says y'all played twice, which I know like there were some problems, but did you see this becoming a 27-19 against Little Killa?
No, I honestly I didn't, but me personally, whenever I play him, I'm really like it's not nothing against him. He's gotten a lot better. It's just whenever I play him, I don't play him like I play. I play him to let him learn. Give him opportunity to get better. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the type of person that'll just if I honestly if I know you, I'm not just gonna you know try to just blow you out. But and plus he'll let you know. He's a respectful guy, so it's just like I'm at the end of the day, I'm helping him get better. In that game, some of the stuff he made a couple good user plays. He had a 109-yard touchdown return, so he's gotten better.
wow. So that was his user linebacker,
Yeah,
or
I don't remember. I just know he got the record, then I broke the record.
Oh
With
yes,
cash.
I remember that. I remember being in a chat with y'all and y'all talking about. I was looking through and hit you throwing a pick in the end zone and he stopped and then started running and went down and none of your offensive linemen could catch him when he ran down the field.
Yeah, that was priceless.
Um, I'm guessing because I'm looking at the rest of your schedule, you are probably too, and you see like 3 games that you didn't get to play because either they weren't there or it was a straight sim. But your biggest game, not the Dolphins, because you blew the Dolphins out right before y'all did a trade, or after y'all did the trade for Najam Kong Su.
Oh no, it was before the trade, and then the trade happened afterwards. I ended up picking him up. Um, I ended up getting Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, he traded me Ndamukong Suh. I overpaid for him, but you can't beat the big boy down there in the trenches.
But I'm guessing your biggest game was week 3 and week 8. Buccaneers, Mac Mike. Your first game against them, there was no competition. It was 48-0. But then we go down to your last game from last week. It was a 37-34 game. What happened from transitioning from week 3 to week 8 that he was able to come back and stop you and get some points?
It really wasn't the matter of what happened. It was the matter of my like my defense. They just wasn't making no plays on the ball. I don't know why. I guess like I say, they just didn't come to play. But at the end of the game, they showed up, starting to getting the interceptions. I think Bradbury ended up with 4 of them. Bradbury ended up with 4. Pat Pete ended up with like 2, I think.
All right.
So they started to show up at the end of the game.
Oh, I guess we only have 2 more
Oh,
questions for you. And my last question, I don't know, Lima's probably got 1 or 2 more, but my last question is, do you think that you are gonna go to the Super Bowl this season and go to win 2 Super Bowls in a row?
yes, that's definitely. I honestly do.
is
Lima, I'll
there
let you take
anybody
this
you
over.
see? Um, Feeding on to the last question, is there anybody you see stepping into your way on your
Uh,
if you look at your remaining schedule, do you see anybody giving you a problem?
I think the only person possibly would be either the slow it down guy, slow it down, the Jets. That's the last game, so
The other
I'm
Well,
not worried
undefeated,
about that.
the
both of
the
you,
other
yeah,
undefeated person in our league.
yeah, both of you are undefeated right now. So this could, if you guys both win up into that point, that could be a really good game to watch with 2 undefeated people going to get that 16-0 record.
Yeah, every game with me is eventful most of the time. So
I'm guessing a lot of viewers at home though are gonna want to see these games. Are you gonna start streaming them on YouTube?
yeah, I most likely can. I just have to figure out. I just got to get my YouTube account up because right now I'm using Twitch. So
If you do get the YouTube account, a lot of people know is if you do stream on Twitch, you are able to take those videos from Twitch and put them on YouTube. Uh, and we will try to take. If no one knows, I'm gonna tell y'all now is we're gonna try to take a lot of the games in our league that do stream and put them into. Depending on what week we're in, we're gonna put them in their own uh, playlist for that week. So if y'all want to see a certain week, let's say week 9 or maybe week 17 in the last week, to see people either fall or rise, we will do that. Lehman, do you have anything else to say to the viewers or your boy?
I was actually going to ask you, boy, that question. Do you have anything you want to say to the members of our league or the people listening?
Not really. Just try to just keep it fun. I like. At the end of the day, I look at this as it is a video game. So just have fun, you know, and hopefully somebody in the NFC can meet me in the conference championship.